So I don't know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm Catherine. Today, um, I'm going to talk about this topic, which is learning a second language, childhood versus adulthood, and the cognitive difference and advantage of each stage. So, to start, I would like to start with how children learn as a second language, and I'm going to talk in the neurolinguistic perspective. So, the neurolinguistic perspective tells us the early stage development, the critical period hypothesis. You can see CPH. This is a period of heightened plasticity when the brain can easily make new neural connections in response to all kind of information. That is an investigation who was made from Patterson in 2019. Also, the children can have this adaptability easier than adults between 4 years old and puberty. So maybe you're like asking what is the age of puberty? This is between 8 years old and 13 years old. That's from the girls. And then between 9 years old and 15 years old, this is for the boys. Also, as a children, it's easier to, the children can learn um, like for the context they're like living. For example, at school, it's easier for the children to take information and adapt that to the brains. That's something that adults cannot do it, or is harder to do it. I would like to clarify that. Adults also can do it, but it's harder than the children. Um, what can we see in the children when they're like learning second language is critical for them, the phonology, because you can see the children in Spanish when they have 4, 5, 6 years old. They don't speak well in Spanish, so that also is like a barrier to learn a second language, but it's not impossible for them to learn. And they do unconscious learning. What that means, as I said before, they are like sponge. They take everything for experience. But, we continue with how adults learn a second language. So for the adult, it's a little bit more harder to learn because we have this barrier, like social barrier to make mistakes. So when we start learning a second language, we think all the time, maybe they're going to make fun of me, or yes, that is the idea. And as a neurolinguistic perspective, adults are better and conscious, and we think more complex. So we draw up of the pre-existing knowledge that we have in our mother tongue, and we put in the second language. We have also like a advanced understanding of the mechanisms of grammar, spelling, and punctuation on the first language, is that we can move to the second language. And here we have like comparison table between children and adults. For pronunciation, in children it's excellent, adults is difficult a little bit. Grammar is limited for the children, but it's strong in adults. Motivation is natural because the children are curious, and we have, as an adult, like personal goals that motivate us to learn English, like work or maybe move out of the country. And the learning process is implicit for the children. For the adults, it's explicit. Um, before I gave the conclusions, I would like to share with you this study they made for adults. It was 2019, as I said before, and adults say that adults are better to speak a single language where they are consume alcohol because this like it breaks down the barrier and also like we breaks down the inhibition of nervous systems, like the inhibition system, to think about the cons that we gave us. So when we drink alcohol, it's easier to learn a second language. As a conclusion of this topic that I already talked with you, is that both can success in learning language. Children are like natural learning, and adults, there we are because we are strategic learning. I would like to share with you two like expression sentence that I think is important to have in mind. The first one is children and adults can or should learn language differently, playing to their respective strength. And the last one, I think is the most important, is never too late to learn a language. Why I'm saying that because I'm 37 years old and I'm learning French because I'm living French. So I think it doesn't matter the age, it matters the motivation that we have or the goals that we have to learn a second language. And well, that's it for today. Thank you.
Yeah, don't start with French because I'm also trying and I'm having also difficulties with that.
You know, teacher, that also that's like a plus that we have as adults. I know that sometimes we say, "Ah, that's so difficult," but that's a barrier that we put ourselves. When we already know a second language, and the third one will be easier
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true.
because
It's really easy. It's like you
yes,
already know the process.
exactly. We struggled with the first language. I think everyone was English, and then the third one, our brain is like more expensive. It's more flexible. So the third one will be easier than the second one.
Okay, now let's start with the question. You can raise your hand with the bottom there. Okay, Delmer, go ahead.
Okay. How do life experiences influencing the strategies and tools used for second language learning compared to children?
Can you please repeat the question?
Okay, no problem. How
Yeah.
do life experiences influencing the strategies and tools used for second language learning compared to children?
Um, okay. So the experiences that the children have, as I said before in my exposition, was like they learn because I'm sorry, let me clear my mind. The children learn through play and immersion. So for them, it's easier to learn because I'm going to give an example. A family who moves to United States, and the baby one of the children they have 4 and 6 years old. And at home they speak in Spanish, but at school they must or they have to speak in English. So the immersion and in the context and real life every day that gives them like the facility to learn English. As an adult, the strategy that we have is goals, like goals as a I would like to be teacher, or that's why I want to learn English, or my goal is simple speak and second language. So that is the influence of children and adults. Thank you.
Okay, Paula, please.
Okay, my question for you is what cognitive differences make children generally better at acquisition native like pronunciation when learning a second language?
So children are better speaking of native pronunciation because the brain are more flexible, so it's easier for them to take and mimic new sounds as us when we are babies in our mother tongue. When we're babies, we see our parents how they speak, and also we heard the sound. So that mimic that we have as a babies in our mother tongue is the same the children have in the second language. Thank you, please.
Linnaeus.
My question for you, classmate Catherine, is how does motivation differ between children and adults when learning a second language, like English?
So children are
And how
usually
does it
motivated. I'm sorry, Lene. Please go ahead.
affect outcomes?
Um, I think that was like interruption. No, that was like it sound was off, so I can respond to your question. So children are usually motivated because they are curious by curiosity, while make adults more consistent, uh, but it's also more stresses. So the difference between adults and children is that we have goals, but they stress us a lot. And children are more like learning by curiosity. That's the answer of the question. Thank you, Lynette.
Isabel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kate, I have a question, and this is what is or are the advantage of early exposure to a second language compared to starting as an adult, for example?
So the advantage for those children is that they're going to have more like a natural pronunciation. Is this is the advantage. But and as an adult also we can achieve this pronunciation. It's just not for the children, but normally the study and everything show us that give more natural pronunciation when the exposure is early than when we're adults. Thank you, Isa.
And finally, Yurani, your question.
Okay, first of all, I want to say that I disagree on what you say about learning a third language because I'm learning German and I use the three languages in my daily life. And I think I'm just getting worse in all of them. Not improving, it's getting just worse. Okay, so my question for you, Catherine, is in what ways you think that adults can benefit from their fully cognitive skills when learning a new language?
So I would like to answer the first one opinion that you gave. Maybe you think you're getting worse in each language, which is not true because we are like self-critical. We're like hard. We are ourselves. So you cannot see the progress. Maybe the people who are around you, they're going to see you progress. So don't be hard with you. And then with the answer your question, so the adults benefits from a strange memory. Also, we can be better focused when we're learning a second language or maybe a third one, in this case, English. And we have that ability to um, to understand the grammar faster than the children. For children, it's not easier. It's not easy. I'm sorry, to understand the grammar, but for us, I think no, I see as experience is easier to understand the grammar.
Okay. Yeah, but I can understand Juliana because to be honest, German kind of looks intimidating. Um,
It's crazy.
okay, my question is, what are the implications of this difference for language teaching?
So, as a teacher, because we are teachers, so I can say that the implication with children will be the adaptability that we have with them, because um, I say, first of all, they can understand. They learn with how we say that, with the real life situations. I'm sorry, that teacher, that was hard. The teacher, the professor will be able to adapt this second language with the children. So the implication is, for children, we can have more flexibility to teach them, and for adults, it will be more specific goals with them, I think. I don't know if that answered the question, or maybe I just get out of the idea of the question, but that is the implication that we have as a teachers, to know the levels of children and adults, and also the goals in each of them.
Yeah, that answered the questions. Yeah, and I know it was kind of difficult, but I mean it's related with our with our with our occupation, so it kind of matches. Yeah. So for the feedback, Catherine, in terms of the presentation, it was also okay. All the information, the relevant information with the notes was there. I mean, there wasn't anything missing or not or that we couldn't see. Uh, okay, this is just like, no, I'm gonna talk about it because I was going to say that maybe the colors look a bit sad, but that's it. It's nothing nothing really important. Um, in terms of speaking, there is maybe one thing that I can say, and it's that we have to remember to pronounce the plurals because in one moment there when you were talking about languages, many languages, you only said it like it was one. Yeah, that's it. It's small mistakes that we do every day, but we have to keep working on them. And in terms of grammar, I didn't notice any like a mistake in word choice or anything like that. And the speaking, I mean, it was maybe less fluent compared to Isabel, but it was still how can I say? It was still good. I mean, we all understood what you said. Eh, I mean, it is still a topic that requires maybe more vocabulary because it's like more professional, we can say. So we have to maybe think about it while we are speaking. I understand that, but you did it well. I mean, yeah, and that's it. I mean, not many mistakes, to be honest. So let's stop the recording here.